Something is a little bit here. Got it. Okay, Miss Claire, let's get it started by sharing to our page.
Okay. Very, very good evening, Miss Andrea.
Good evening. How are you?
I am very alive today.
Okay. Okay, because you put up a topic that is making you very alive, I can see.
Yes. Dead or alive.
Great. Okay.
And it's about time we have real discussions about this topic, dead or alive. You see, sales virus, we take on topics that sometimes people won't go near. You know, it may sound like scary or too exposing perhaps, or a topic that is too vulnerable.
Okay.
Let's play cards. It's all in the cards.
It's always about disruption. Oops, did I use the word disruption?
Yeah, so Andrea Chow
Yes.
is a disruptor in my life, and I think we decided to call ourselves the disruptors. So we help to disrupt your mind so that you are prepared.
Disrupt your business if you need to.
That's right. So that you can be alive and ready.
And talking about this on the note of a disruption. Well, just before we turn on the live, I was actually sharing with Miss Claire here. Look at our COVID numbers again.
It's not just in Malaysia, but most of our friends in other parts of the world sharing with us the lockdown.
This is probably the third time that whenever I say this to Miss Claire, we go like, okay, red alert. Okay.
And also to look back that we are so appreciative that we come online and pivoted our business much earlier to get ready. Even though it was slow, but we believe that it's steady. And we're excited. Okay, so today Andrea is going to share a different way of playing. Play a way Andrea you've never played before today.
I decided to go with my birthday today.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, and when is your birthday? So
And I need to leave this cafe in order to show you the card. Too much of distraction in this venue. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. I don't know whether you can see this.
Yes. It says root.
Roots.
Wow, I can see it's a very tall. What tree is that?
Bamboo.
Yeah.
Bamboo.
Hmm.
And the question that Claire is asking you is, dead or alive?
So how do we relate this to this picture to the question?
Let me find some more questions so that we could actually talk a little bit further about it. Okay, there we go. Where are my roots? What do I want to root inside me? Oh, wow. What do I want to root inside me?
Amazing.
When was the last time I listened to the sound of my own breath? This is so related to the post that I posted up today on LinkedIn. I'm not sure whether you followed. If you have not followed, please follow me on Andrea Chow Coaching. This morning I was talking about, have you actually stopped by, take a pause and smell the flowers?
Yes, I saw that post. Yeah. And I replied, yes, I always love to smell the flowers. It's a good reminder because we tend to be so busy.
Mm.
The beautiful flowers that you put, wow, it just brightens up your life.
I guess it's also very related to the card that we have today, which is the roots. That's one. And the question, dead or alive? Have you taken that pause or a step back to take a look in order to move stronger, bigger, better? So if you look at all these plants, right, especially bamboo is quite an easy plant to plant. Anywhere you put it, it gets rooted very easily. And the best thing about plants is that a lot of times people say that, hey, in a DNA, the quality gets worse off generations after generations, right? However, you can see that plant, as the old one maybe have got like bugs or they get old and things like that, the young ones become stronger and stronger. So have you taken a step back in your business and move forward 3 steps after that?
Move backwards 1 step and then 3 steps after that.
Yep. So have you actually taken 1 step back so you can really leap that one big step ahead?
Andrea, how I will relate to this roots is that for me, right, the more because of the different experiences, the tenacity, the perseverance, I've gone through my life, I find that my roots are very deep, meaning that with the disruption, so with the disruption that's coming, or the sadness that sometimes you get corn or whatever you call that, so I realized that I tell myself, well, as long as I'm alive, it's my favorite statement, as long as I'm alive, there is hope for tomorrow. So I think for me, I think that's the roots, the belief that as long as I'm alive, there is hope, because there's something bigger and greater outside of me.
I like to relate to what you just said about as long as you're alive, you can definitely move, bigger, greater, faster, whatever you call it. Because I'm not such a green fingers like my parents, my dad is absolutely green fingers. And sometimes when I see him, take off certain plants off a certain pot when he change it, and you look at how fine these roots are. The thing is that sometimes you have very, very big tree and yet they have very, very fine roots, right? It's really amazing how these big tree could survive with this very, very fine roots that still bring in the nutrient, the water, whatever that's needed for the plant to grow. So in other words, right, the word dead or alive or dead, it's very much that as long as there's still a spark there, it's going to continue. And the pause that I was just talking about was just to put yourself backwards a little bit. Sometimes you see it clearer so that you spark off a little bit stronger later.
Or sometimes, like me, I'm fortunate to have friends like you. Sometimes I do not see certain things, but you can catch, the blind spots that I may have.
You don't have a friend like me, you have a disruptor like me.
Yeah, disruptor. So one has to be very open to, number one is accept the feedback. If you expect only nice things to be said to you, like if I expect Andrea to say, wow, Claire, you are great, Never expect. So then don't get hurt, right?
Beep.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to do that to her, one day you'll hear that sound. Global Circus Academy. Beep.
It's called date sign.
Yep. And really these days business turns around so fast, which also means that business get dead even faster. Sometimes without you realizing.
So it's actually very interesting to be alive in this time, in this era.
So Miss Claire, I've got a question.
Yes, bring it on.
What would keep it alive?
For me, it's the why. WHY. The why. Why do I have this there's this light? Maybe it starts with a spark, there must be this spark. And why do I want to fan this spark so the fire grows bigger and bigger? And it's the why that keeps me going. And the why is very big. For us, it's 2 billion. So it's not a joke. Billion.
Today she has upgraded me, yeah. I only committed to 1 billion and now she's
Oh.
committing to another 1 billion. Fabulous.
All the while, that was 2. Okay. Now
Great. Okay, maybe I'll story a little bit. The day that I told Claire that my mission or my dream or my why. Okay. So the story came this way. A couple of years back, I was at Tony Robbins in Sydney, and it was amazingly tired session, fabulous session, super tired. It kind of like down on me, like, if a guy like him, 2 eyes, 1 nose, 1 mouth, which I also have, can have this dream about feeding 1 billion people. What am I doing here on earth? Why can't I inspire or impact lives for 1 billion? And then as I Google a little bit more, the whole nation in the world makes up about 7.8 B. Okay, what? 1 B, not bad lah. I'm not so greedy to the extent I want a 7.8 B to be impacted by me lah. That one I think
1 billion.
a little bit over, yeah. So the very first time, ladies and gentlemen, the very first time I told Miss Claire this, my dream is to impact 1 billion lives. She looked at me like, okay. She literally moved backwards and gave me that big eye.
Yeah, move back 1 time can go for front, right?
I don't know about her those days, but seriously, you move back and give me that big eye looking at me like.
So the first thing I did was actually to look first at the whole population of the world. Then I said, okay, then can.
It took a bit of time for her to digest, and she lived with it. And today she commit that it's going to be 2B. Yay!
Yeah, because I think there are 2 of us, so 1 each, 1 plus 1 is 2.
That's even more marvelous.
Why not?
Since we can take on 1, we can take on another 1. There's no issue about that. It's just
the same. It's the exponential factor of the 1 billion telling the other 1 billion, actually. Yeah.
Well, that's the exponential of 1% theory anyways.
And again, it's like, I like this phrase, whatever the mind can conceive and believe it will achieve. And really, because of this goal, right, we just slowly, we are, for me personally, progressing, looking bigger, thinking bigger, have to look out more.
And turn that volume down. Turn this volume down. Tame the years.
I realize the people who want to give us the volume are those that find us weird or not normal, as in you don't speak the normal things. Why you don't plan normal things? Hello, we always plan something that is, they call it the SMART goal, achievable. So how can 1 billion be achievable? I think we should call it a crazy goal.
Well, these days it's nothing too crazy. You have the virtual world.
Look, everyone out there, it's not about how much you have in your pocket right now. As long as you have the why, which I believe, the why, the willpower, well, a lot of W coming in. The why, the willpower, the wisdom. You get the wealth of you have the wealth of experience. Yeah, you can start from where you are.
And seriously, nothing is stopping you.
And if you want to be in a community where we support you, we disrupt you,
And be crazy like us.
yeah, and nicely disrupt. Now, don't worry, it's not holding a cane. Yeah, it's okay. We're very nice people. We talk nicely to you. We don't force you. We empower you. Because at the end of the day, it's at your pace. You tell us where you want to go, how much you want to make.
It's about you. It's not about us.
Yeah,
And we can only do as much as you are willing to work with us.
that's right. We have our families. We are mothers. We are sisters, daughters. We have a goal bigger than us, and that's what keeps us going, what keeps us alive. Sometimes either we nudge each other, we support each other, pull each other.
And it is really about a community that brainstorm together and share ideas together, or that's where you can actually have your focus group and also move on together in a strong manner for what's happening in the future, because it's only via the community that you could have an expansion of your context or your mindset. Yep.
And the reason why we also chose this topic today, Dead or Alive, because this is very real. You can be alive but dead. Can you explain that, Andrea?
Okay. If you've been working and working and working and working in the business, no doubt that you do see cash flow coming in. However, you see no spark and no interest and no love for that business anymore. Sometimes it could be just one small little challenge that you have. And that challenge is that you forgot to connect back to your dream or your why. Maybe I just elaborate this, okay, in a head and a heart manner, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So your why or your mission or your calling, your gift, your purpose, whatever you call it, yeah, right? It depends on your religion or it depends on your belief, whichever terminology you use. It's actually in your heart, which is this part here, all right? And a lot of business decisions, profits, performance, results, outcome, productivity, it's factual, it's here. So every day when we have a business challenge or business issues that we have to resolve, we have to go and solve it, it's always about here. So the thing is that as you get busier and busier and that busyness keeps lighting up just like the light bulbs I have behind it, it's only lighting up this part of you in the business. What about this one gone smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because it has never gotten hurt. So it becomes, you feel that you are a firefighter for your business.
Yeah.
If you are calling yourself a firefighter or if you're calling yourself a fireman,
Wow, that's a nice one.
or if you're always having the word busy, stress, busy.
True. Yeah.
It's Yep.
Time to relook. Yeah. So you're in like the whirlwind. We call it the whirlwind. Business, but very, very busy, very, very busy. Yeah. And take a
Time
step back.
to time to start putting a little bit of a self-care, as that self-care will bring you back to the time as in when you first started. What was it all about?
Oh yes.
What was that thing that
Ooh.
gotten you started? So again and again, like between me as well as Claire and I, we actually remind ourselves the day that we started Global Circles, or we started the program called Sales Wiring Specialist. If anybody remember that we had that logo, the heart-shaped logo, that was actually to help people during tough times in the pandemic, that they lost their income, they lost their job, they got a salary card, and certain industries can't be up and running for the next couple of years. That was the reason that we started off. And we keep putting this around and between our mouths is so that it keeps us reminded.
And it's also a way when it comes to sales wiring to find a new meaning in their lives, because it could be they work all their lives in the corporate sector, 30, 40 years, and it's not easy, to
Yep.
rewire again.
Yep. And sometimes, right, it takes one pandemic like this to relook at what we call a second career.
Yeah.
First career was very much when I got out, that was the job that I'm given. I've been spending time there, maybe 10, 20, 30 years. I've made the money in that career to feed the family. However, I'm starting to feel that there's no meaning in it. A second career is probably, remember those days that we are in school and we write that essay? What is your ambition? Perhaps it is when second career is a second life.
I want to be a clown because I love make people laugh.
And it's totally allowed.
Ding, I got idea.
What's wrong with being a clown anyway? It's still a profession. It's not easy. If you remember Robin Williams and how he passes on, and if you look back at all his movies, it's not easy making people laugh and entertain. And yet, he chose one of the career that he really loved. And yet, very few people observed that he was actually unhappy.
Totally unexpected.
Yep. So the thing is that rather than, drown yourself in more of that and never had a time or chance to turn it around, my suggestion is actually lots of the self-care. Lots and lots of it.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of issues on mental health.
Yep.
So this is really critical self-care.
And even those, whether you're a business owner or in a sales profession where you get to meet people every day, you find that, hey, just because you are meeting people, you're socializing, doesn't mean that everything is okay. And I think one of the best thing is you are allowed to be not okay. It's totally allowed.
Sounds like it's okay not to be okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's sounding very, very technical. It's okay not to be okay. Yeah.
So it's is it vulnerability here?
Yes and
Yes, yes. Yes and yes.
it's a yes. It's a yes, and it's also included that people need to go to a safe group or partner to speak. Okay. And I think we at Sales Wiring we have a community of which we are here to listen a little bit more.
Right.
Yep.
And the whole idea is we have a technique to support each other, a way you can ask for help.
This problem solving, decision making, whatever you call that technique is, it's here to support you, help you in times whereby you need a safe space.
Yeah. So more thing we want to address. Some of our friends have said that I think I'm in a dead business.
Dead
They feel
business.
dead. They feel dead. Yeah. And the reality is, I think about they said about 40% of jobs will become irrelevant in next 10 years. It's very serious.
Yep. Yep. Once you get into that burnout zone of every day doing the same old ways, that's when, you know, that reality of statistics that Claire just mentioned, you miss that out as well. Why so? Is because you are in that spiral, that rat race. If you didn't walk out and look back in what's going on, you probably didn't notice what happened.
And so that's why you need a community, because you might not see it. It's you've been doing it for the past 15 years, 20 years, but in a community, where you ask for help, and then we'll ask you powerful questions. And then there's a second round where we give you consultation and all, and then you might realize, wow, I think, it's about time I actually pivot, or I actually, like the S curve, like how can I innovate and change something? What can I do? Maybe I need to collaborate. Maybe I need to change. What can I cut? These are the powerful questions. You need to have that conversation. So who do you have it with?
Sometimes you tell me that, hey, I have a gang of friends that I will meet up with, and I have that community to support me, whenever I brainstorm and whatnot. However, what I find it valuable is also the diversity of the group, because I learn more from people that is not from the same industry as compared to people that is from the same industry. So I remember when I first gotten to know Claire, Claire asked me, hey, are you in this group WhatsApp and that group WhatsApp? And I go and look at her point blank, like totally blank face. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Oh, then I realized what happened. I don't mix with my same kind. That's why I don't mix with my same kind.
She don't mix with her same kind. You heard that? She's a disruptor. She makes with different kinds.
Then I realized the best lessons I've learned in my entire life is people that's not of my same kind. If you are of the same kind, you're reading the same book, you are talking the same thing every day, you are probably watching the same YouTubes and whatnot, what other things are there? Plenty. So I enjoy mixing with a different kind, because people who point me to very different titles in books, people who point me to very, 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 very different YouTube. Why I said so is because I was just reading one article before we came on live today, and it was talking about the top trends in sales for 2021.
Yes.
Number one item to survive these days. It's a very easy word. Miss Claire, you got to take a guess. It starts with C, your name.
Change.
A bit more?
What's the question again? To what?
What is the trend for 2021?
Collaborate.
One of them, you're correct. Near one more, that it's in the top number one item.
Second letter.
R. I'm giving away. Creativity. Yay.
See, slow, but surely get there. You see, so don't feel bad, slow but surely get there.
It's okay.
Wrong answer, so never mind.
You can attempt as many times as you want. I'm not in a school exam.
Correct. So don't be afraid to try.
The only place that allow you to attempt once is school exam.
Feel wrong.
Other than that, in life is keep going.
Oh, I love that creativity. Yes.
Yes. The number one skill in business or in sales that's needed in 2021 is the word creativity.
Oh yes, I've hope now. Lots of hope.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next Next week, we will talk about creativity, different ways of creativity. Yeah, Andrea?
Yep.
New topics coming up.
Yep. And lots of very new things. So if you are wanting to know the difference of things like social media selling, need-based selling, consultative selling, value-based selling, these are all different terminologies. Yeah.
Entertainment selling.
Entertainment, you're talking about the way towards entertaining contents. This will be all in our next few weeks.
All right.
Yay.
Hey, time's up. It's 8 o'clock.
We got to go.
Okay.
And for our Muslim friends, selamat menyambut Ramadan.
Yes.
Have a great time with your family, your loved ones. And of course, at this hour of the day, selamat berbuka.
Yes. Selamat berbuka.
Yep.
Awesome.
Enjoy your time with your family.
Okay then. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.